Hey, PS, great. The last digit of your like on this video is someone from the meme background, and the last digit of your subscription to my channel will show your subject from the meme background. So come down right now, subscribe and like. Look at the screen, pay attention to the last digit of your like and your subscription. And write someone from chalk background in the comments. It's simple if your like is the 8th, and the last digit of the subscription is number 5 here and a lemon with a cactus. Show your imagination and enjoy your viewing. And great, dear friends, you're on the Melonfonk channel. In this video I will show you a new balloon in Mayam playground but before the start of the video, as always, I want to say a huge thank you to these guys for being in my video. And if you want to get into my next videos, then everything is quite simple. You need to subscribe to the channel, put a like, write your top comment, and don't forget to subscribe to the cart link as always in the description. In general, I will not drag out your time and enjoy your viewing. So friends, this is never a clickbait and today I will show you a really working new balloon in the meme playground. And I spent a lot of, let's say, time creating it. First I drew a texture and we'll talk about it first. She is very beautiful. I decided to add the meme playground logo to the balloon itself. You can see how I implemented it. It is basically cool in colors and fits in principle under the concept of chalk playground. It's so grayish, unsaturated, and everything is basically such faded interesting color combinations that really impress me enough. Well, despite all the beauty that I created, as they say, you can't praise yourself, no one will praise you. I think I did a pretty good job of creating this texture. I made a lot of, let's say, mistakes, which then, to be honest, they put sticks in my wheels so that the balloon functioned correctly. And this is the first mistake that we will talk about now. And it's a little balloon basket. I thought that, in principle, it would be much more beautiful so that the balloon itself was much larger than the basket. And this is, let's just say, my first joint. After all, when you create a mod for this, then you need to take care of how this mod will function after all, and I simply didn't think about it and I think that in the future I will definitely fix these so-called jams. And a small basket prevented me from implementing this mod. After all, the ball turned out to be quite unstable, despite all its advantages and, let's say, positive aspects, disadvantages are still present in it. And in order to somehow stabilize it all, I didn't have to add a gyroscope, so that at least he somehow didn't fall in with every movement, although it still happens. Then I didn't think about how this balloon would function after all. I decided to just add a jet engine, but again I didn't think about its stability. In order for the ball, let's say, to behave as steadily as possible, you need at least 2 or 3 gyroscopes there, but I didn't want to add them, it would simply be ugly. And then I thought of something else. How do I still make it work somehow? When the jet engine, I will simply reduce the volume, let's say, the power to a minimum, so that it can just take off and take off smoothly, so that it looks as much as possible like a balloon that we have in life, and not just take off like a creative satchel from GTA San Andreas. And in principle, I did it. And here we have a third drawback. Damn, it seems like there are so many shortcomings that why do we need this ball at all, but it seems to me that it's pretty cool and now I'll tell you about them and how, in principle, I implemented it all. I think it will simply be interesting for you to listen to the stages of the work of this balloon. But despite the fact that I added this jet engine here, the moment remains such that when you turn it on when landing, the balloon descends super fast, just somehow in physics it doesn't look like a real balloon from life. And I thought about how to solve it. I remembered that the balloon, in principle, is light in itself, but despite the weight of its basket, it is light enough in its volume, despite its entire volume. Then I thought to simply remove gravity and all problems are solved. And then, when we turn off this engine here, our balloon descends smoothly anyway. By the way, I chose the engines for a reason, it strongly resembles a fire that burns inside a balloon. And then it seems as if the impression is created that this is really a balloon and it really works. I think, in principle, everyone understands my logic, and if it is not clear, then ask questions, I will definitely answer them. Of course, all the mechanisms, and there are not so many of them here, you can display buttons, but I simply did not want to do this for the video, so that it would be aesthetically pleasing. I looked so that there were no visible buttons, levers and wires, and so on. In general, all this is as simple as possible so that an ordinary user can download it right now, do everything the way I did, and he had a working balloon for his some ideas from his ideas. In general, this is how it works. If you want this mod, of course, then write in the comments. Just remind me of the comments. Damn, Melonfonk, finally already lay out your mods from your videos, because you're tired. Lay it out. Just make me do it, because, to be honest, I often score on telegrams and just forget that I need to publish mods. So just remind me, because telegrams are still not my main activity. I devote all my time strictly to YouTube. As you can see, my videos come out almost every day, or rather every other day, and it takes quite a lot of time, so I simply forget to do anything on telegrams. In general, something like that. Therefore, remember me in the comments. I will definitely post detailed instructions on how to activate the balloon, the mod itself, and of course the safe so that you don't do anything. In general, this is how it should work. And so that when gravity is turned on, or rather turned off, our jet engine gives enough power and our balloon simply does not fly into some stratosphere, because there is still no gravity. I simply took it and set the power to 73. And then our balloon rises very smoothly, so it just rises as beautifully as possible. 72, he's already rising too weakly. More than 73 is already somehow so. That is already too fast. Therefore, 73 is the optimal power for this balloon, so that it simply does not take off the stratosphere. I think it's understandable, and you will probably ask why a balloon, if it is impossible to put Milo there. And I will say that Melon can be put there. And then the following problem arises. Of course, I drew the hit boxes separately to the basket and separately to the air, say this ball here, this shell that is on top. I have separately drawn the hit box and the balloon inside is hollow, so that, I think it is clear that it looks as much like a balloon from life as possible, because the balloon inside is also hollow and the basket is usually held on ropes or on some other structures. And then I just decided, damn, I'll make everything hollow and the basket, respectively, too. And Milo can be put there quite easily. And then the following problem arises, which I also did not take into account, that when you land Milo, we still have gravity disabled, then the balloon does not fly as before, and no matter how much power I set, it then flies into the stratosphere, then how it flies away on the sides, because everything, after all, the center of gravity is different and the physics is completely different. These are the flaws of the mechanisms in the meme of the black ground. I would add some interesting chips of others. But it happened as it happened, and unfortunately, in flight, I do not know how to implement it. If you have any ideas how to fix this problem, then be sure to write about it in the comments. Please help me and I will fix it, because I have zero ideas how to stabilize it so that it doesn't sit in the basket and our balloon doesn't fly away to the left, then to the right, because that's exactly the problem I had at the stage of building this balloon. The only idea how to fix this is simply to redraw the texture so that our basket is as wide as possible, so that we can put several stabilizers inside the balloon and several engines so that it all works as clearly as possible, and bring the button outside. Well, then there will already be too many mechanisms, there will already be too strict and complex construction. And, in general, it will not look as beautiful as at this stage. In general, to be honest, I'm confused. So write your ideas in the comments and we will definitely fix this problem. And by the way, if you want, then of course you must write and I will still post all the mods from my meme background, because I think that everyone has been wanting this for a long time. In short, today we got such a video, probably quite interesting. I wanted to show not only the positive side of my construction, but also the negative side, because I think everyone has problems when creating something. It was today that I decided to show it, both positive and negative aspects. I think this is quite an adequate life story for each person so that you can empathize and, in principle, find yourself, let's say in this video. And this is where my video is coming to an end, unfortunately. Thank you all for watching, good luck to everyone, so far, and I remember my friend, as always, I'll see you one of these days.